Hello, today I am going to set up my November budget. Before I do that, I want to give myself and you sort of a recap of what I did for October. Just briefly, the top part of my section is expenses that I have set up in my cash management checking account. These come out automatically. Everything went as planned. No problems with my budget. The second half are my categories for spending and sinking funds. And this column is money that I left in my savings account that I have a debit card for. This is the amount that I put in cash. And there was some that's left. I'm doing a better job next month that I left in my savings account to sit there until I needed it. So just briefly, that's what October looked like. I ran into a couple of problems with my budget from in October that I've identified. Let me just bring in another sheet briefly. I know this is real life. This is my chicken scratch, but I did not give myself enough money for food. I went over by $112.83. I've identified a couple ways to resolve that. One, I'm going to give myself a little bit more money. Two, I was using an expensive meal plan service, and I've decided that I'm not going to do that. It was what I needed at the time, but I don't need to spend that much money on having someone else fix my food. So that has been taken care of. This is my pet food category. I had I should have a surplus of $2.96. My subscriptions went over a little bit because I forgot about one coming out, which is Apple TV, but I figured fix that in the next budget. And I went over on self-care by $65.73. So I have given myself more money this time and figured out I just didn't give myself enough money to play with. So that is that. I also wanted to briefly talk about my healthcare. I gave myself $125 last month, and I'm in the situation where between my husband and I, we have met that threshold where we don't have to pay any more out-of-pocket expenses for healthcare. So we contributed in excess of $5,000. That's our cap in 2025. But I keep getting charged for things and then I get refunds. So I've got money coming in and out, and it's kind of a little bit crazy right now. But at this point, sort of in the budget I have given for myself, I have $57.47. And I'm going to not give myself $125. I'm just going to give myself $100, I think, in my next budget. And that's the reason I need a little bit, because I still have to pay, but then they give it back to me. It's like this back and forth. So a little crazy, but that's kind of where I am in terms of some of my categories. Don't need this anymore. Let's talk about what we're going to do this year, or this month. In November, I kept everything at the top the same. Hopefully you can read that. I made the print a little bit larger this time. I've got $60 for my car wash service, $56 for my power. I am on a level pay for power. I have Sparklight is my internet service. It's just a little bit, about $76. Verizon is my cell phone. That's 2 cell phone plans and the plan for my Apple Watch. My water, sewer, and trash. This is the only one that's a variable expense for me. I went through my last 12 months and figured out the average for the year was $112. I will probably have to pay more because we still were watering our lawn. I just barely shut off the sprinkler system. My natural gas is on a level pay plan. I pay $32 a month for it, and I contribute at a minimum $70 towards my student loans. Got this right here. It's kind of sketchy too, but so this is the balance on my student loan was over $35,000. I'm not required to make a payment. It's not, I guess deferment is the right word. Right now it's sort of caught up in the legal system. It's accruing interest, but I'm not required to make a payment. I make a minimum payment of $10, and then I made extra payments of 50, 100, and then another 50. Tried to make a payment each week of the month this year. So a little bit of progress on that. So for this month, these are the things that I want to change a little bit and where I'm going to go. I did bump up my food a bit. And one thing I figured out is that I was being more judicious with my spending when it was in cash. So I don't want to give myself as much on my card. It seems like when I definitely was being more cautious when it was cash, and I didn't care when I was spending my card. And so I think I need to have more in cash. So I'm going to give myself $400 in cash this month. One thing though, I mean, it's hard, like if you want to order something online or ahead of time, the cash doesn't always work. So I am going to leave myself that little bit of buffer, $70 for sort of online food purchases. Costco, I am going to give myself $10 in cash. And this is my envelope for Costco. I did not spend my $10 this month. I still got the 10 still here. So that'll give me 20. That's like probably more realistic to be able to buy something at Costco. Self-care, last month I had given myself 100 and I bumped that up to 200, and I am going to leave that all in self-care. I guess I'm going to leave it all in self-care, but I'm going to leave it all with my debit card, because I know some of the things that I do want to purchase for myself are something that I'm going to order online. I know that I need some lotion, and kind of need another pair of long pants that I probably would order online. So I'm just going to leave that in with my debit card. My miscellaneous, that is $10. I like that in cash. I did spend that quickly. I actually ended up putting it into a lot of my savings challenges this month. I like to leave my pet food on my debit card because I order from Chewy, usually just one order a month to get pet, dog, and cat supplies that I need. Karma, that is my donations to charity, and I'm going to leave that as cash. Gasoline, last month I gave myself $75, and right now I have $24 left. I don't want to cut that too much in case I just didn't drive a lot this month, but I like having that buffer there. So I am going to give myself 70, and I'm going to have that in cash. Gifts, this is for right now going towards mostly Christmas. I do have a new son-in-law whose birthday is around Thanksgiving, but I've got the money to get his gift for him. So $30 for Christmas in cash. $10 for my emergency fund. I have emergency savings account that is well funded, but I'm trying to save some just like cash to have in the house in case of an emergency when I couldn't get to the bank. So that's what I'm doing there. I did bump up my subscription to account for that Apple TV one purchase, and I don't intend to keep that. I am watching, what's that called? The Morning Show. I love that. I'm going to make sure I can watch the last episode of that, and then I'm going to cancel. And I did get maybe you guys did too if you have Apple TV. They're raising the prices from $9.99 to $12.99. So I'm hopeful I can cancel before the price I get charged again. We will see. Current health. This is one that I talked about earlier. Oops, actually, I did that wrong. The subscriptions do not go in cash. Subscriptions I keep on the spending account because that's when those come out automatically. The current health I'm going to leave in my spending account as well because those are all done electronically. And my vet pet RX, this I like to leave on the card as well. This actually, I take that back. This is the one that I keep in my savings account. And I'm just trying to accrue a balance in case of pet visits and sort of emergencies, that sort of thing for my pets. And then this is what I'm doing different. Last time my budget, I didn't give myself anything for savings challenges. I started out the month and I built my budget before as I was building my channel, and I didn't think about all the savings challenges and that opportunity. I hadn't thought it through well enough. And in the meantime, I have gone through, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, I don't have it at my fingertips, but oh, is that it? Oh, let's see here. Here it is. Sorry. I've gone through and identified all of my sinking funds, how much I want to contribute for the rest of this year, and so how much that would need to be each month, and just trying to figure out what my unmet needs are and where I need to be budgeting my money. I kind of finished out 2025, and then I've got a whole new one that I've fleshed out for 2026 as well. So I've been doing a lot of future planning with my money. So I've given myself $465 for savings challenges. So my budget for the month is going to be $2,100. And one thing I don't know that I shared this last time, a couple of things. So on this, you don't see, I've got all of these utilities, food, but there is not a mortgage or rent payment. And I do live with my partner, and he holds the mortgage on the house that we lived in. We've lived here for 15 years. And this has always been kind of a setup that works for us. Someone sort of mentioned that, why aren't I contributing more towards the household expenses in one of my comments? And I think that's very valid. But one thing that I guess is information that isn't said is, although he owns the home that we live in the suburbs. We have a single family ranch home. We've got 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, 3-car garage. Just, it's not fancy, but it's nice. We moved in here 15 years ago. We still had our 2 kids were still at home. They were still in high school. So it's kind of a little bit bigger house than we need. But we have we bought this house as a foreclosure. So we got a pretty good deal on the price. And at that time, the interest rates were very good as well. We refinanced a couple years, like 2 years after we bought it, and got a really good interest rate. So our mortgage, or I should say but his mortgage payment with the insurance and, property taxes and stuff included, last year was around $750 a month. I know that's kind of crazy for probably most people would be surprised at that. And it has gone up a little bit. The property taxes in our area have really increased, but he's still paying less than $900 a month for a mortgage payment on our home. So if that helps put a little context, that's why, it actually, in the end, there are lots of other things that I pick up. So it really is a pretty fair split. He's not paying a whole lot more than me. And the little bit that he does pay, it's his equity, not mine. So the other thing that it doesn't show on here that a lot of people pay on a monthly basis is auto insurance. And I do have auto insurance, but I pay it annually. And I paid it in June of last year. And Eric and I, we alternate years, so I pay auto insurance every other year. So I do need to start saving for it, but I don't have to pay for, a little over a year that it's going to be before I'm going to need to pay any. Well, it's going to be a year and a half before I owe any auto insurance. So that's my financial picture. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is, I do not have a job. So this is not earned income that I have to make my $2,100. I am pulling that from my savings account, and I'm trying not to deplete my savings account too fast. That's why I'm really trying to keep to a pretty strict budget for myself. I do plan to go back to work next year. I have been having some health problems and I haven't been able to work. So I've been living off of my savings, but luckily I have it. But yeah, I do intend within probably maybe not that far, at least probably maybe this 5 to 6 months, maybe not even that long ballpark, that I will go back to work and hopefully will be earning this money instead of depleting my savings for my monthly budget. If you have any other questions or that you would like to ask me, I sure do welcome that. I appreciate your time. Oh, I forgot. I was going to do something with this cash. So before I forget, I was going to take this 20 and put it towards my debt. So I'm going to put it in this, oops, dropping my pens, this category. And I'm going to color in a mitten. So I've got some money going towards my debt. Leave that like that. And then, let's see here. Here's my envelope. So on this challenge, I have $20, $40 built up. I did finish some challenge this week, and so I had finished $50 worth of saving challenges. So I did make up that payment that I made this week was from some of my challenges that were completed. That felt really good. And then I've got these 4 ones, so I want to work on those as well. So I started a new charitable giving endeavor. I want to give $25 to Meals on Wheels in November. So I'm going to allocate $2. Oops, that's not the right pen, is it? Oh yeah. $2 towards Meals on Wheels right now. So I will do that. And they go in this tracker. Here's Meals on Wheels. Got $4 in there now. And the remaining $2 I want to just contribute towards my holidays, so my Christmas savings. Let's see, I think I've got, where's Christmas hiding? I think it should be right. Oh, it's after the pennies, I think. Yep, right there. Okay, Santa here is going to get $2 more. 1, 2. All right, now I really am done. I've given away all my money. So thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you with a video tomorrow.